Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to look at another question from our arrays, and this question is pretty important because this is our introduction towards lists. Now if you don't know what is list, what is array list, I would recommend that you first learn that and then come here, because it will be easier for you to understand that. Now, this question, it is called kids with the greatest number of candies. Now, this question, let's go through our question first. It says there are n kids with candies. Okay, so we have an array of candies. You are given integer array candies where each candies of I represents the number of candies the ith kid has, which means that the 0th kid has 2 candies, the first kid has 3 candies, and so on. And an integer extra candies. Okay, so we are given extra number of candies here, denoting the number of extra candies. Okay, return a boolean array result of length n. Now if you would look here they are asking return a boolean array, but if you go here they are asking for a list of boolean. That is different from what we have here. If I say that I don't know if you have watched the difference between array and the list or not, but the major difference is arrays are not resizable and lists are resizable. That is, if you first give the size of an array, you can't change that size, but the size of a list is mutable. That is, if you remove an element from a list, the size will automatically adjust itself in that way. Now, where result of I is true. Okay, so our value will be true if after giving the ith kid all the extra candies, so all the 3 candies to ith kid, they will have the greatest number of candies among all the kids. Now this question, it may seem a little difficult, but let me explain to you what it means. So we are given an array 2, 3, 5, 1, 3. So 2, 3, 5, 1, 3. I'm sorry about my handwriting. I've been hearing a lot of questions about my handwriting. I will try to improve it in the future. So we are given an array candies. Now we need, okay, we also have some extra candies. In this case we have 3. Now what they want to ask is, if we give this extra candy to any kid, if he has a total of total candies maximum than all the other ones, that is, if I give it 3 to 2, like the 0th kid, if I give 3, then it will have 5 candies. Now 5, is it greatest? Yes, it is. We have another 5, but we are here looking at greater than or equal to, not just greater than. Okay, now how do we carry on with this? So this first step, we will find the current maximum. Okay, so in the first step we will find the current maximum, like what is the maximum at this stage. Okay, and then in the second stage we will go through this array, add our extra candies to each of ith kid, and then we will compare it with current max. If it is greater than or equal to our current max, then it is true, otherwise it is false. Okay, although the question is given in a twisted language, it is quite easy to understand the more you solve the questions. So now let's get into the coding part. Now to find the max, there in Java there are 2 methods, 2 ways in which you can find a maximum. First is our regular way. We'll create a variable current max, and we will give it as minimum value. Then we will go through our candies array. this is for each loop. Okay, if you don't know about for each loop, it is basically for loop, but you don't have to go through the hassle of creating the complete for loop like I is equal to 0 or I less than n, I plus plus. Okay, in here it accesses the each index element in itself. Like we don't have to give array of I, instead I itself is equal to array of I. Okay, so if so current max, that will be equal to max of current max and I is the ith element. Okay, now this is one method. Let me write it here, method number 1. And another method, method number 2, that is we have a stream class in our arrays. Okay, so what you can do is int let's say new max, that is equals to, the syntax goes like this, arrays dot stream. Now what stream of what? Our current array, that is candies, and in this stream we have different methods. Okay, we have min, we have max, we have sum. So what this method will do is it will find the respective answer for you, and it will assign it to our variable. That is, if you want to find a minimum, then you will just do min, and it will find the minimum element in the whole array, and it will assign it to our integer or our variable. In this case we need to find max. Okay, and another thing, if the max is not available, then we'll assign the integer max underscore value. Okay, if we are finding min, in that case it will be min underscore value. Okay, so it is up to you which method you want to follow. They are both good to go. At the moment we will go with the method number 1. Now we've got our current maximum. Okay, now what we have to do is go through each element in the array, add extra candies to that element and compare it with current max. Okay, and if it is true, then we will add true to our list. Now we want a list, right? So we'll create a list. Its data type will be boolean. Okay, let's name it as list, array list. Okay, now earlier, in the earlier versions of Java, we had to include our data type here as well, but now it is not mandatory. It is up to you. If you want to add, you can, but it is not mandatory. Okay, now we have our array list. Okay, sorry, I forgot the new keyword. Yeah, so we have our array list, like the list, ready. Now let's go to for loop. For int I in our candies. Okay, again I am using for each loop, not the for loop. If I plus extra candies is greater than or equal to our current max. Okay, if it is, then we will do list dot add true, else list dot add false. At the end we'll return our list. We'll submit this. Okay, so it is that easy. I will recommend that you go more into these generics, the list, array list. We have different data types, data structures, array list, linked list. So I would recommend, we will also cover that in the meantime, all in good time. Okay, so that's it for this video, and do let me know if you want me to solve any other problems from any other platform, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.